Hi, my name is Bob Johnson. I'm the Director of Safety at Granite Construction Company Incorporated, and I'm here today to share some best practices in work zone safety. Most companies out there have probably the same stuff that we have along the way. We've just tried to put it together in a core toolbox. I'm going to share a little bit of our toolbox with you today and what I believe makes us successful at Granite in the safety realm. So as we move forward here, I want to show you our toolbox. Again, it has most of the things that every company has. We've just tried to organize it in a way that it makes sense to us. Several years ago, we got together with a bunch of safety professionals and we decided what were our core values in safety. And from that, we decided again to create this toolbox, and we have core, common, and creative themes throughout. The first thing you'll see on here is our core processes that we do not change throughout the nation. Granite's a large company. We have everything from billion-dollar jobs literally to a couple $1,000 jobs, but our core processes don't change. One thing's very important is you put together a safety program, and you can see under this toolbox that our foundation is still our accident prevention program. No matter what kind of programs you come up with along the way that you think are initiatives and behavior-based, whatever it is, we believe the foundation is our accident prevention program, which is the rules. So we don't get away from the rules, but we do things to enhance those along the way. As you'll see here, it's management involvement, employee orientations, and supervisor orientations. We do stop audits and daily inspections. That's part of our behavior-based program. What we call Take Fives, that's every morning we kick the job off with a Take Five, which is a mini job hazard analysis, and our toolbox safety meetings, what we call a value. We don't just meet, have donuts and coffee and move on. That's a valuable meeting to kick off every week. Now, as we move on, I'm going to show you our common stuff. Now remember, what you see here as common, these were developed 15 years ago. This is the original presentation we put together. So some of these things might even be a core part of your program. One thing is the job hazard analysis. Most people would say that has to be the core part of a safety program. For us, it's in the common drawer because a billion-dollar job would have a very extensive job hazard analysis. If we're still doing grandma's driveway with asphalt, that might be a half a page with a three-man crew. So that's the difference for us. Whatever works for you, that's good. So then we get into the creative drawer, and I wanted to share something here. If you see it's highlighted in red, you see 100% eye protection. Think about that today. That's probably pretty common, maybe even a core part of your processes. 15 years ago, that was a big deal in construction safety. You go back 25 years ago, and it might have even been hard hats on all jobs. So these are the things, and as they come into the creative side of our business, they can move up, which glasses are now part of our common everyday practice in our accident prevention program. So that's our toolbox. That's where it starts, and the focus is on management involvement and things like that as we go forward with our employees. I want to make sure you understand that. And whatever you have, find the drawer for it and work with it. We just wanted a place where everybody could find what we're using. As we put these things together, we always say, hey, it's in the toolbox, you find it, and now with the internet, everything's on the internet for all of our employees. Again, the foundation being our program. So as we move forward, I want to talk about what we call management involvement. In most areas, it's called management commitment, and that is a very significant part of any program is the management commitment. We like to say involvement because we get them out into the field. As you look at the picture here on my left, it's our board of directors. Once a year, we take the board of directors out to a job site. This happens to be a subway job in New York. We take them out, get them involved in our process so they really see what's going on. So when they see reports and things, they know. Most of the board of directors do not come with a construction background. On my right is a picture of our president, vice president, an area manager, and myself. We commit to 4 trips a year going through, this is in a mining industry, it's the vice president of our materials group. We go do a thorough audit of a plant just like MSHA would or one of the agencies would, and that gets our senior management out into the field, and each one of our senior managers has an assignment each year, how many trips they need to make, all the inspections they need to do, just like a foreman would or anybody else. And we measure this involvement. We believe the difference is most people have inspections, most people have management commitment, but at the end of the day, how do you measure it? Where is it put down? And how do you decide who's doing what? And we formalize this through a reporting process that I'll show you in a minute. The next thing we do is safety planning. Again, most companies do safety planning. With us, it starts in the house, in the pre-bid. We have pre-bid estimator checklists. We do our own in-house pre-jobs before we ever go to a pre-job with a government agency or anything like that. The job hazard analysis, that again is probably a core process for most people, and it's a big deal for us, but we start that in the office with the estimators. They begin to build that job hazard analysis. The job hazard analysis then is taken out to the field through our Take 5s. Many times job hazard analysis, until there's an accident, end up in a folder somewhere, in a file. We believe they should all be in the foreman's pickup. They go out daily into the Take 5 as a mini job hazard analysis, so the crews really know what we're doing that day. To create a big document is not what we're looking for. Then we have public safety, we have work plans. Something that's come along new for Granite is our STAR program that you see here, where we're trying to pick out the 5 things. We just came up with 5 that we think make a successful: safety, productivity, quality, environment, and our code of conduct, which is our moral aspects. We look at these at the same time we're on the job. We have our safety checklist, but it also includes these 4 other components because we want everything rolling the same as we move through the job site. So our auditing procedures, it's our core safety matrix. As we go and audit a job, the picture you see on this one happens to be one of our senior vice presidents. She's out again on a tunnel job in New York City. She has certain assignments each year, just like everybody on our board and our senior executive team. They go through, they audit the job from the STAR process. We capture that on what is a matrix. They get credit for it. We look at it, we see what they're looking at. And again, we measure, when we talk about involvement in our safety program, from the foreman level all the way to the CEO. We have a matrix that measures it. It's published monthly and quarterly, so everybody in the company basically can get on the internet and understand what everybody's looking at and doing along the way. Our Appendix F is a job site inspection, again, that all the foremen do every day. It's done online. It immediately goes. We calculate who's doing what out there, and so again, we can prove involvement. People say they're involved, but we can prove it by what they're doing each day. We get a look at them, and it's a daily requirement. Formal audits, stop observations. The stop observation is a behavior-based program that DuPont started years ago. We've been doing it for about 25 years now. That gets us looking at our people and not just the rules along the way. So what you see on the screen right now is the way we measure it. And again, this is everybody from our foreman all the way to our CEO. They're measured, the foremen are measured daily and weekly, and depending on how many days a week they're working, the percentages come up. 100% is the minimum participation that we allow. Many of them do double and even triple when it comes to inspections and our behavioral audits and stuff like that. But we audit the things that we believe in. That's our Take 5s, our safety meetings, and our daily inspections and our behavior audits. Those are measured in this matrix. So we get down to the employee participation part of the business. That's the key, getting the employees involved along the way. And we do a new hire orientation, as most people do. We put all of our new hires are put in a red hard hat. They could be 30 years in the industry. We still put them in a red hard hat, not to embarrass them. We want the crew to know they're new. We want them to meet them. We want them to get to know them. They may have worked for another company for 20 years, and we may do something a little bit different. So we just want to recognize that at the time. One of the pictures you see here is a room on a job site. We have an orientation room where actually, in many cases, we have the tools that they're going to use in that room. We want to see if they know how to use them. We want to make sure they know how to put on the personal protective equipment. We want to make sure they know how to put on the lanyard before they actually get out on the bridge job. That's a big deal to us. Again, our Take 5s and our safety meetings, we ask our employees to participate in those. Many times we assign a different person each day to kind of help with those and run those, and we get suggestions out of our employees. We have an annual stand down. We have a safety week every year now that's been a big deal. This picture you see here also is part of our safety week. Different topics all throughout the day. Our management travels all over the country, and again, typically our board gets involved during safety week. We bring them out to a job site along the way, and they show their participation by participating in safety week. We have a paycheck APP education that you see on the list there. What we realized a few years ago is we get real progressive, we forget the basic rules. We kind of move on to the next best thing. So what we've begun to do over the past 2 or 3 years is we send out paycheck mailers and we ask people in our company, our employees at the very lowest level, to answer questions about our accident prevention program. The basic rules about their job, they answer 20 questions, they put it in, and we submit it for prizes and things like that. It's a fun way to get them educated, and our employees really enjoy doing that. We also do online training, and that's more for our engineers and stuff. We cannot get out into the classrooms with everybody, so before an engineer might go out onto a bridge job, we want to make sure they've at least gone through an online training session for the fall protection and things like that they might be exposed to. And again, Safety Week is a big deal. Most of the topics that we come up with Safety Week that go throughout the country are developed by our employees. We get employee safety teams. We have safety teams in almost all of our locations. The employees run no management team and no management people involved in those meetings. We have the safety team decide, here's what our location needs, and we go out with that kind of training and sometimes fun equipment type rodeos and things like that along the way during Safety Week. The other thing I'd like to add in there is the safety pledges. We get employees to come in after new hire orientation. We ask them to pledge what they're going to do for safety. Many times companies just say, here's what we do, here's what we do. We ask each employee to pledge what they will do to participate in our safety program, getting them involved. So as I get close to the end here, what it really comes down to is our people. We're really looking to make safety about our people. We want our management team involved. We want our labor force involved. We want everybody working together through employee teams. And when it really comes down to the end, these people are our friends. We work together every day. So we want to make it personal. We want everybody to make out a personal pledge of what they're going to do to get home each evening to see their wife, see their kids, because people are counting on them. The flip side of that is take it personal. Too many times we see in our industry where we see accidents or we see hazard alerts and we go, yeah, that guy screwed up or this person did that. Well, we've made it a pledge all the way to senior management, to our CEO. Anytime anybody even has a first aid type injury, we want to take it personal, like if it happened to one of our kids. We make phone calls to injured employees all the way up to the senior level. If somebody gets hurt, we make sure somebody in senior management is calling that person. We want to know their family's names. We want to know their kids' names. The more we make it personal, we begin to take it personal when one of our friends, if one of your family members get hurt, you always take it personal. If they get sick, you take it personal. Well, our employees are our family. Granted, we've been here 90 years now. We've got third generation, almost fourth generation workers working with us now. They are our family. That's who we work with every day. We want to make sure we make it personal and take it personal. So this is something I like to show just at the end. It's about our families. It's about our kids. This is a fun little billboard that we used on a highway job many years ago. It's watch out for my dad in the cone zone. This young man here wants us to watch out for his dad. We want to watch out for his dad. The thing I would challenge everybody in the construction industry to do is everybody out there is a dad, a mother, a brother, or a sister. It's about rules. We do have rules we need to follow. It's about behaviors. We do have the behavior-based safety program, but at the end of the day, we really believe it's all about our people. If we take care of our people, if we take care of this young man's dad like he wants us to, we will prevent injuries along the way. For us, it's our core, it's our toolbox, it's everything we do getting to know our people, and hopefully that'll help you along the way. Thank you.